Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here. In today's video is going to be covering talent builds for Affliction, Demonology, and Destruction in War Within Beta, and then looking at them a little bit in combat, hitting dummies, not getting into dungeons. We ran some today on stream, probably ran some more this weekend, and have those VODs up later on. I guess videos later on, but this video is going to be covering talent builds. If you want them, links them down below, either a paste bin link or all the builds down there in general. And yeah, a little bit of combat for those that are curious, because some things are a little buggy and some things are a little wild. So yeah, let's do it. Alrighty, so we're going to start off here with Destruction. I'm going to cover the builds. I'm going to show them briefly in combat. I'm going to try and do it in one big swoop because I am tired. It's 3 in the morning. It's been a long few days. So I have, I believe, 3 builds here. I had 4, but one doesn't really work very well. So we have 2 single target builds here. This is the first build I'm playing. These are all experimental. They're more or less just what I've made like on the fly and tested it a little bit. This first build here, you can't see behind my camera, but it is called Single Target No Soulfire. It is a build with no Soulfire in it. Now, there is a bug currently with CDF and Wither. It does work. Wither is applied. Wither replaces Immolate if you're playing Hellcaller. You can swap Hellcaller and Diabolist. You can swap other talents around here for any build of any spec. I'm not going to cover these, covering the actual talents themselves here. And it makes CDF uncastable for a while, and then it resets and is castable again. I think that hurts Soulfire a lot, because CDF launches little individual bolts, these little embers, whatever, that all can crit. If they crit, they give you a chance to reset Soulfire. With it being bugged every so often in your rotation, it hurts Soulfire a good bit, reset-wise. Either way, I'm excluding Soulfire in this build. You're playing most single target elements. You're playing Rift, Ripper, which is indeed now working now. The proc rate is very, very low. You're playing full Infernal stuff, no Infernal Brand, but you're playing Master Ritualist. Now, when I was playing this build earlier, I was indeed playing Avatar Destruction. The build for this one and the Soulfire build, if you copy the link from, the thing in the description, will indeed have Avatar selected. Smolderon does work. He is wild. He does a crazy amount of damage. If you want to nuke everything into oblivion, that's fine. You can play it. But if you want to play a build that's a bit more, respectable and not like just blowing everything up for actual data gathering and all that, I just play a point and burn to ashes. In the end, I probably would play this if it wasn't, destroying the world. And I want to find a point for burn to ashes somewhere, but I don't know where I can. Either way, single target elements here, grabbing Conflagration of Chaos, grabbing CDF, Raging, Demon Fire Mastery, basically all single target stuff. Grabbing Cataclysm here to path into Scalding Flames. You got to go into this or this. And in the end, I'm casting Cataclysm, grabbing it and casting it. It is worth casting in single target. And yeah, besides that, I mean, this is basically Destro of Current, but it's faster, smoother. Popping Malevolence gives you a mini Dark Soul. Feels great. Reduce cast time on Chaos Bolt, reduce cast time on Incinerate, somewhere in here, I don't know. Whether it's instant cast, feels very good. You're playing Diabolist, a million shards come in, feels great as well. This is the first single target build. The other build here, going to be a Soulfire build. I pulled points out of, I believe, these 2. I pulled a point out of here. Oh, and the point, where did I pull these from? We're playing Soulfire here either way. I pulled a point, yeah, out of Reign of Chaos, and a point, technically out of Avatar, which I put in Burn to Ashes, but, so on and so forth or whatever. A point out of Reign of Chaos and a point out of Ruin to get here. Now, realistically, I want to have Reign of Chaos. I think this is one of the problems with the Destro tree at the bottom. A lot of awesome choices here, but Soulfire was higher up in the tree before, which made it easier to get. I like the Soulfire playstyle, which is crazy to say, but it feels really good to play with. We'll look at it in combat in a minute. But the problem is there's too many capstones in the Destro tree here at the bottom. I like playing this build with Soulfire. Estimation. I'm skipping out on a crit strike damage increase. I'm skipping out on Reign of Chaos, skipping out on Chaos Incarnate, which is not good now, but it'll be good later on. You're skipping out on Avatar here. If I'm playing Avatar when it's not destroying the world, I'd be playing this and missing out on Burn to Ashes. So I would love to see Soulfire and this bump back up in the tree here somewhere. Maybe put this up higher here somewhere else too. But this is the Soulfire build. I'm going to play that. And that is that link down below. Now I have 2 AOE builds here. Realistically, this is the only one I play. I was playing one, and the other one is basically playing Dimensional Rift in the same talent combination here. It looks like this. I pulled points out of CDF completely. Just went into Rolling Havoc, Dimensional Rift, and Ripper, thinking that it might give a good bit of resets by playing Fire and Brimstone. It does not increase the reset rate from what I've seen, and it is horrendously low. It's like 1 every 15 casts of Incinerate gets you a refund. And honestly, man, you don't even cast Incinerate a whole lot in AoE in the first place. When you do, it'll cleave, but it is not good. Unless they add, like, Cleaving Embers disability, you're not playing it in AOE. I really don't think it's not good. So I am playing this build here. It is similar to the single target build. A lot of ST elements. You've still got like Scalding Flames, Indiscriminate Flames. You can get Conflagration and Chaos here for a bit more single target. You're taking Flashpoint, CDF, RDF. It is bugged and not giving you extensions on Wither. You're playing that. Hopefully at some point be fixed. Playing a Point in Devastation, not a Point in Ruin. I want to get down there, but I don't know how to. I am playing Burned Ashes here. It might be better to play Embers. I don't know, because like you're not casting a whole lot of Incinerates in AOE. I am indeed playing Ritual, Master Ritualist, and Avatar once again. This thing is bugged, doing insane damage. If you want to play with it for fun, have fun. If you want to put it from point somewhere else, pull it out of here and put it probably, I don't know, in Embers, who knows. Infernal, Crashing Chaos, Reign of Chaos, so on and so forth. This might change a little bit depending on where tuning goes, but yeah, overall this is where I've landed. I'm going to show you what the Avatar does in AOE, and I'll look at single targets, and you know, we will move on. So, alright, so AOE. Let's say the tank's running into a pack. Once again, we are playing Hellcaller with Cataclysm for instant cast Withers, all that kind of stuff, instant application, whatever. We're going to get head in, tank's pulling the pack, we're going to go Cataclysm, put my Infernal down in 5 seconds, I'll wait, because, you know, I scuffed last rotation, gonna do it again, nobody saw, you know. Here we go, Cataclysm, put my Infernal down, pop Malevolence, pop my Trinket, and begin Rain of Fire spam. Havoc, Conflagrate, Rain of Fires. Once again, RDF and CDF are still bugged for extensions here, so I mean, you would likely cast it at some point, but at the same time, why not spawn an army of Smolderons instead? There's 3 active, the bolts are flying, 4 active, the chain of bolts is activated, the chain of events is, dude, we're cranking here. We're cranking. There's a million, you can see what I'm saying. The damage is actually insane. Now, Wither is also a lot of damage. If you exclude Smolder on here doing half your damage, it's Rain of Fire, Infernal, Wither, it probably fell. Wasn't really looking because I'm too enamored by the Chaos Bolt wave here. But Rain of Fire, Infernal, Wither, Blackened Soul, Cataclysm. If you talent out of the Overfiend, which I would recommend doing unless you're trying to meme certain spots and have fun, it's a pretty typical breakdown. Rain is high. Wither's like pretty close to it the longer the pull goes. When Infernal expires, Blackened Soul's there. And honestly, it feels really good. If you want to play Hate Fury Rituals, your Wither will do damage faster and do more damage, but has a shorter duration, I guess I should say. So that can, indeed, technically, lead to like interesting seed procs, more ritual procs in a sense, but also you have to watch the duration more, which makes it tougher at times because, I mean, even with CDF and RDF working, the extension you would get is very small. You can't extend permanently here because this is rank 1 RDF from retail, not 2. So there's that. But it's utterly insane. It feels very good when they nerf Overfiend, obviously. When he doesn't spawn 10 of them in a row, it'll feel a bit slower, but still having Wither and Kata feels very, very good. Very strong, and it works out really well. I'm going to show you the single target Soulfire build here if I can leave combat, because I want, even though CDF and RDF are bugged, I want to show how Soulfire feels to play with. So you might see the bug here. My CDF is right here, so you'll notice at some point in combat, possibly if it bugs, it just goes gray, even though Wither is active. Now, Wither replaces Immolate, but once it bugs out, it just can't be cast anymore, even with Wither being active on the target. So we're going to go in here, say boss is being pulled, whatever. Both Soulfire and Kata apply Immolate. I've been opening on a Soulfire to kickstart my damage. Jokes aside, opening on a Soulfire to apply Immolate, all that, and then Kataing later on when I have less things to do. You still want to cast it in single target. You never cast Immolate with this build, ever. You're Kataing or Soulfiring with resets, you never cast Immolate. So, say we're heading in here, we're going to precast a Soulfire. My dog's ready to go. Cool. Precast a Soulfire. I'm going to Conflagrate, put my Infernal down. I'm going to cast a Rift, basically. I'm going to pop my Trinket, my Malevolence, I'm capping on shards, cast CDF. It is what it is. My Soulfire is right here. You can look at it. It already reset 1 charge off that CDF. I'm going to Soulfire again. It was so fast to cast already. I'm going to Bolt. I'm going to cast a Rift again. I'm going to Conflagrate again. I'm going to cast a Bolt. I'm going to cast another Bolt. Then cast a Soulfire. Off cooldown. Back on cooldown. I'm going to cast CDF here. And we get a proc. We did. There's another reset. Another Soulfire. Cool. Conflagrate. Cast a Chaos Bolt. You never end up casting Immolate here. It is through just Soulfire or Cataclysm. Sometimes you get hot streaks where you get multiple Soulfires back to back to back like that. At times you get, you know, cold streaks. We don't get as much. My CDF is right here. I'm going to cast it now. Hope for a reset. We got it. cool. Cast that, reapply, cast a Chaos Bolt, pop a Rift here. There's a reset, pop it again. There's a Soulfire, gonna conflict right here. Cast this. Now, I have overcapped on shards from time to time a decent bit. It just happens depending on refunds. Soulfire does give a shard. As we know, you can have it to get 2 shards if you really want. Pop my Trinket, my Malevolence again, because why not? Minute cooldowns are fun. Chaos Bolt. You can see here, though, look at my CDF. It's gone gray. Wither is active. It's a bug, so I cannot cast CDF here. CDF is a large portion of what resets Soulfire with all... There, it's back. See? With all the individual little ticks it does off of the Embers. Didn't get a reset there, but... most of the time you will. Honestly, like, I haven't been a fan of Soulfire for all of Dragonflight, so on and so forth, all the changes and that, but being real, this version feels good. I'm casting Chaos Bolts, casting Incinerates that are hasted, or I guess reduced cast time, all that. Hey, CDF's up, pop it. Did I get a reset? Nope. But at times, you do. And at times you launch these instant cast, damn near instant cast Soulfires, and honestly, they hit hard. Soulfire, 1.7 million max crit. Chaos Bolt, 1.3. Soulfire hits hard, man. And it's not just the raw damage you see here with Soulfire. It's the immolate reapplications. It's the shard that it brings at the same time, right? It's likely better to play Internal Combustion with Destruction here over Entropy. I'm not doing that now because it's first day of beta. I don't care. But in the end, Combustion's also very good with Wither, with Hateful Rituals, even Bleak Heart being good too. But... that's it in combat. It looks sick. It's fun to play. Yeah. Alright, now getting into the Affliction talents here. This is going to be the single target build that I built. You're playing Siphon Life here, obviously. I am playing Bleak Heart over Hate Fury here for a longer duration on my Withers and all that stuff. I don't want to deal with a shorter duration. I can get around it and stuff, right? With AC being, you know, essentially absolute Wither, I will play this. If I'm playing Siphon Life, sort of just going to lean towards playing Bleak Heart Life. We'll see where it goes long term. I will say briefly that I think AC honestly might end up being the play over Siphon Life over the course of a long term, even patchwork fight, due to saved globals. There's a very minor difference here, 20 versus 15%. This is less globals, permanent effect, all that. And the healing here is negligible. They need to buff Siphon Life probably, but either way, is what it is. Single target build here. So Af's capstones I think are pretty good. The top part is a little, with these 2-point nodes being here and here, but not terrible. Taking UA, Agony, Siphon Life, obviously, you got to go into Seed to get Kindled Malice. You're going to want this. Rapture increased by 8%, Corruption 20% more damage. Corruption is Wither if you're playing Hellcaller. Even besides that, you probably want this in single target playing Soul Harvester. Now, I'm putting 1 point in Virtuosity. You can maybe make a case for putting, you know, a 2 and 2 here, taking a point somewhere else, but it's hard to find points in this tree because you'll see in the middle section here it gets a little awkward. You're playing Nightfall. Shadowbolt is, I think, better in single target than Drain Soul by a decent bit. Also, dumping Nightfall procs with the shards you have is tough to do. You have a lot of shards casting Drain Soul, or playing Drain Soul. Playing Nightfall, though, or playing Shadowbolt, you can just launch one. Instant cast. Good to go. Drain Soul, tougher to do. Needs a full channel. Playing this for passive damage increase, Singularity in single target due to Infirmity, giving you a 10% damage increase for the duration. This finally separates PS in single target versus Vitality in AOE. I'm holding PS for Soul Rot like we used to every 1 minute, and there's that. Playing Haunt, Shadow's Embrace, Dark Lair, Cunning Cruelty, and Infirmity. This is overtuned, it's going to get nerfed, but currently if you want to play single target, I would play this, it's very good. When this gets nerfed, there's likely a world where you put a point down here and call the weak, or put a point here in Sacrilege for Corruption, Wither damage, or improved Haunt. I like the quality of life that this thing brings, but at the same time, doesn't feel incredibly impactful damage-wise. I think points are better spent somewhere else and just maintain it through casting Shadow with the Drain Souls, being honest. I'd love to see us merged with Haunt again, bring it back to the way that it is, but hey, you know, so be it. I am playing Dark Lair here. I know Dark Lair's not a very strong cooldown. We're not playing it in the AoE build. But I do think Dark Lair is relevant here, especially when playing Oblivion, because you want to pop your Oblivion with your Malevolence active. Oblivion is hasted, more ticks per more haste you have, and you want to cast it during your Oblivion window. Oblivion lasts Malevolence lasts 15 seconds. You want to cast Oblivion, I think it's 15. How long does it last for? 20. You want to cast your Oblivion during your Malevolence window, which is also during your Rapture window every minute. So you're going to basically go in, I'll show you in a minute here, put up your dots, Singularity, Soul Rot, whatever. Rapture a good bit, and when you're down to like 2 shards, pop your Oblivion, Malevolence ticking, channel it, and then if you have any more shards laying around, you know, with dots up, dump them. And Dark Lair, that extension, does help there. And it's not bad in general. Likely your best, you know, final point being spent here. 2 points in Malediction, 2 points in Contagion. I want to put points here for a 4 and 8% increase, even in a single target. I don't have enough points. I think the problems in this tree lie in this area with too many 2-point nodes and awkward stuff and Dark Lair being bad, but that's that. Getting down here in single target, I take Soul Rod, obviously. Soul Rod is your main enabler for Soul Harvest if you're playing it. We're playing Hellcaller here, for example, but that's fine. Creeping Death, you're playing Malignancy, playing Xavius' Gambit, playing Oblivion, Crescendo, Improve Rapture, Malefic Touch, Withering Bolt, and Relinquish. Now, Hellcaller shard gen is very high. They're probably going to change that at some point. We'll see. I'm not playing Dark Harvest in single target. I'd like this in single target, but it's gated behind Dark Harvest. I don't think it's worth it. It's also bugged right now. It's actually removing permanent withers and absolute corruptions. If you cast it, I wouldn't play it while it's bugged in any build. This is undertuned. It's 0.4 procs per minute. This is just sort of subpar. Reduce cast times, whatever, on a spell you cast once every 15 seconds or whatever. And the damage from it is pretty mediocre too. If this becomes Old Death's Embrace, it's going to be very good and worth taking 100%. You pull this and put it here in a millisecond. But in this form, it's so subpar you don't bother. This is a horrendous capstone. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully it changes, and that's that. I'm playing this currently in single target. Swapping to AoE here. Things change a bit. Still maintain a lot of the capstone-esque kind of like single target value, which is nice. But we're playing Absolute Corruption here. I would shift to playing, if you're playing Hellcaller here, I would shift to playing Hate Fury, which, you know, I'm going to shift to here to show you guys. Absolute Corruption is Absolute Wither. Wither is permanent with AC. And if you play this, it gives you more damage, but a shorter duration. But it's permanent. So it's not shorter. I play this with this. We're skipping Dark Virtuosity, grabbing Volatile Agony, taking Vile Taint, taking Cruelty, Sacrilash, and Haunt. Now, I've seen, Drainsoul here too. I've seen people say that Infirmity is actually better than people think it is. I think it is. And that might be the case, numerically, math-wise. I'm not saying that it's terrible starting at 5 stacks, but I don't think there's a point of lesser value in this section that I can pull to get Infirmity. This is better 100%. I'm pretty sure this is better too with Wither and everything else being a thing with AC. And honestly, I don't think if you're not playing Haunt or Shadow's Embrace, I think you're leaving damage on the table in single target that you need. So I think it's more of like a, I'd like to have it, but this part of the tree is still too bloated because you have two, and awkward pathing with improved Haunt and everything else. I'm not even playing Dark Lair here. I'm not even playing Malevolent Visionary. Honestly, I haven't needed it. It's a subpar cooldown, even with Visionary, unfortunately. If it gave you like a haste buff when it spawned and increased dot duration, or also increase the tick rate of dots and increase dot duration, be better, but it's not very good, unfortunately. I'm skipping it now. Playing 2 points here. This is a 40% damage increase, if my math is right, to Rapture if you're hitting 5 targets. It's insane. Take this. 2-2. Then down here, grabbing Soul Rot, grabbing Dark Harvest. I would grab Malign Omen if I can. It's bugged, though. I wouldn't play it right now. It's actually removing your Absolute Corruptions and just not even like making it tick. It just removes the dot completely. So don't play it currently. Playing Crescendo, playing Rapture, playing Malefic Touch. Does work in AoE. Not incredibly strong, but it works in single target and AoE. Rapture, playing Withering Bolt for single target. Playing Creeping Death, Xavius' Gambit, and Malignancy. Now, a lot of single target elements here. And Withering Bolt, Malignancy, and Gambit. What else do you want? I mean, you pull one of these to go into Malign Omen, obviously. But what else do you want here? No. And no, right? You could even pull this and go back into Bolt if you wanted it, right? You know, so honestly, in the AoE build, it actually seems really solid having like a good mix of AoE and like single target down here. I really like how this feels. Once again, the problem lies in here, I think. But let's look at it in combat. So let's change this up. I forgot what I even had in this build. That's fine. Let's go back to AoE. There we go. Cool. So let's say we are heading into a pack, all that kind of stuff. Packs are dying really fast on alpha, or on beta, I'm sorry, at this point, in heroic dungeons. So I've been sort of like half foregoing casting Haunt in certain spots. We're going to say this is a larger pack, going to live for a while. And when I'm rapturing here, consider the fact that I'm going to have Malign Omen when it's not bugged, right? So let's say we're heading into a pack, all that kind of stuff. A tank's rounding the pack up, give or take. I'm going to precast my seed, which is, I have this, I do, cool. Precast my Seed of Corruption, heading in about now. My UI is bugged. I'm going to reload and then do that. Hopefully I don't crash. I'm not going to edit it out because it's 4 in the morning. Did I crash? Nope. Very cool. All right, so we're heading into the pack. Round 2. Here we go. So we're going to cast our seed. Probably precast a UA at the same time on the target when the pack's being rounded up. So precast seed. Cast my UA. I'll throw my haunt when it's been rounded up. Go Vile Taint. Soul Rot. Trinket. Malevolence. Rapture. 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 Drain Soul. Get some procs there. Rapture. Rapture. Rapture, and both my dots fell there, which is pretty unfortunate, but with Malign Omen, they're not going to fall. It's just bugged. I would play Dark Lair here for the time being if I could, for some dot extension, but Dark Lair's also bugged. You're moving Absolute Corruption, so it's sort of like a weird, what can you do kind of thing. I'm going to Vile Taint again here. It's off cooldown. A weird timing on Vile Taint. You can see here, it's hard to dump these Nightfall procs with all the shards you get, right? I got to refresh UA here. I can try and drain now, but like Vile Taint's up. I try and drain now. Got to refresh Haunt. I have 2 stacks of Crescendo. I have, like, things coming up soon. I have 5 shards. I'm trying to dump here as much as I can, right? I have to refresh Agonies. I got to catch Agonies here. They're going to fall. Catch my Agonies. Cool. I'm capped on shards. I feel like there's a world where you realistically just want to end up playing, honestly, just end up playing Shadowbolt. Like, the shard sniping part is gone. That sucks. Pop Trinket, pop Malevolence here. Big damage. Watch this. But I don't know what else to do. I just can't dump these shards fast enough, which is like, hey, oh, what was me? But it's tough. I've cast like 9 Raptures in a row, 10, 11 maybe here, but I can't dump these. But if it's like a Shadow Bolt and not a Drain Soul, I go Rapture, Rapture, Shadow Bolt. Like right now, just dump it. Cool. Back to Rapturing. But Drain Soul needs a full channel for full value, right? So that might be a world where you shift to playing Shadow Bolt instead of Drain Soul, but there's that breakdown here. Surprisingly, with all those Raptures being mixed in, Wither's on top. Wither's very, very strong in AOE, even in single target. Agony 17%, Wither 28. Looking at my auras here for my tier bonus, I had a solid, let me see here, 61% uptime on my dot increase for my 4-piece, which I am playing. Very strong. Besides that, Agony, Black and Soul, which is essentially another part of Wither, sort of like another dot in a sense. Malefic Touch here, being this talent here. There you go. Pretty strong. Feels good, honestly. The setup feels better. Even playing with AC, we haven't had it in a long time. We spam seeds, so it's sort of been permanent, like in Dragonflight, but playing with AC and having it be Wither-based just feels good, man. So yeah, let's look at it briefly in single target. All right, shifting gears here to the single target build, playing Oblivion and everything else. Like I said, I've been popping my Oblivion, been holding it for every 1 minute when I have Singularity and, Vile Taint, or sorry, Singularity and Soul Rot active. There's no bonus to Oblivion's damage for having more than 3 dots active. Agony, Corruption, UA covers the max benefit from Oblivion dot-wise. I'm holding it for 1 minute because I want to pop it with my Malevolence. There's a haste increase there. Oblivion does more damage. It ticks more, essentially, the more haste you have. I think it's definitely worth holding. It's about, I think it's like 3/4. It's basically a whole extra tick of Oblivion, like 3/4 more of a tick. Holding it for that 10-15 seconds with your Malevolence. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's right. If not, whatever it is, but it's just beta, we'll figure it out. But we're going to play Bleak Heart here. Going to go in, and I'm going to do my opener that I've been following for a while. I don't know if it's optimal or not, but we're going to give it a shot. The big thing here, setting up your opener, Singularity, Soul Rot, all that, getting your Shadow's Embrace stacked here too by a Shadow Bolt, and then dumping shards, saving 2 shards, popping Oblivion, which is going to be active during your Malevolence window, and then dumping the remaining shards into, whatever duration left on your Soul Rot and your PS and all that, right? I'm going to try and do it here. I might scuff it. I don't know, but it's okay. You guys get the idea. So we're going to head in here. Sarah Tank's pulling the pack. We're not playing Improved Haunt, so it does not apply Shadow's Embrace. Keep that in mind. Got to cast 2 Shadow Bolts here. If you're playing Drain Soul, also Shadow's Embrace is 4 stacks, not 3. Keep that in mind. So yeah, we're going to go in here. Precast my Haunt. Precast my... There we go, cool. Precast Haunt, precast UA, Agony, Wither, essentially. Going to cast 2 Shadow Bolts here. Shadow Bolt, pop my PS, pop my Soul Rot, pop my Trinket over here, pop my Malevolence, Dark Lair. I'm going to Rapture a bit. Dump some Raptures, Rapture, I'm going to Haunt, Rapture again, Rapture again. Watching my shard count here, launching a bolt to refresh there. Going to Shadow Bolt. I'm going to pop Oblivion here. Malevolence is still active. Catch my dots. Catch this, catch this, catch this. Now, the weird thing here, depending on your shard refunds, all that stuff, sometimes you'll actually have more value. It's a paladin. Gotta excuse them. They're disgusting. They'll have more value. At least we have more value when I was playing the older, easier to get, I guess, version or whatever of Malign Omen with Dark Glare. You had your dot extensions rolling for a while with your Dark Glare dot extension as well. You don't have both now, so you got to sort of leverage how much you want to Rapture, while also getting that value out of your Oblivion in your Malevolence window. In the end, it might change, might not even be worth doing. I think it's likely worth holding that, holding your Oblivion for your window, basically, right about now. So I'll hit my Singularity, hit my Soul Rot, start Rapturing a bit here. Rapture. I popped my Malevolence here too. I just forgot, but it's fine. It's okay. I need to catch this. It's all falling. Sort of scuffed it, but you get the idea. I spend shards here if those are still active. I refresh my Haunt, and I pop my Oblivion right here because Malevolence is still rolling. And if I was playing Malign Omen in single target, I'm not, but if I was, for whatever reason, you'd have more dot extensions there. If you're an AOE whatever, playing Oblivion, which is an option for funnel damage, you'd have more duration on your dots there, more Raptures, so on and so forth. I'd love to have this coming directly out of Soul Rot to get the dot extension in single target and AoE. I don't think it's going to happen, because like this makes sense coming out of Soul Rot here, but having it gated behind Dark Harvest is sort of unfortunate. I think it's more relevant in AoE than it is in single target with like multiple dot extensions, but having both would be great in the end. But either way, that's what I've been doing in single target for the most part, Rapturing outside of that. Keep up your, if you have extra shards, you want a weak aura to watch your actual tier bonus. It was, what did I have there? I had a much lower uptime, but we stopped combat a while ago, roughly. So like realistically, it reminds me of old Dread Touch, but in the end, like you're going to spend some shards outside of your Rapture windows if you're overcapping. And probably not play around that a whole lot. If it procs, awesome. If it doesn't, well, it is what it is. But honestly, having single target feels good. Having PS be like that minute sync again, essentially with Soul Rot, and having Oblivion sync as well. Having your minute cooldowns in Malevolence and your Clash Trinket, or sorry, your Trinket, which I should have on my bars here, feels good, man. It feels smooth, all the above. I like it. All right, and finally we have Demonology. I'm going to try and go fast here. This is probably going to be a longer video than I expected it to be. So we have a lot of cleave elements in the Demo tree here. So you have 8 points to be spent up here, essentially, to get down further. Demon Ball, obviously, Implosion, College Dreadstalkers, Dreadlash, Carnivorous, Spiteful Recon, Inner Demons, Soul Strike, and Demonic Strength. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, you could technically pull one of these talents up here to make it 8, but I don't think you want to. Those are all pretty good. Leading down into Wicked Maw, which gives your Dreadbite. It's basically old Houndmaster Stratagem, the cleave part of it, whatever. Grabbing Fel Invocation for Soul Strike, Shard Gen, more damage, all that. Rune of Shadows for your damage increase. And then besides that, you're heading into Power Siphon, Summon Tyrant, Grimoire, skipping over Shadow Invocation, which is awkward. Also grabbing this, but you're really limited on points in the middle part of this tree. I want Shadow Invocation, but I don't know what to pull to get it, or, you know, if I had pulled like this, I could pull Fel Sunder to get it, but it's like, is it actually better than Sunder? Maybe in mass AoE, but it's not as good in single target. It's not like universally as strong. So it's hard to say. I love the talent, but it's hard to get. I don't know what's better. So I'm going with this for now. Felguard, not taking Fiendish Ablation once again, just short on talents, honestly, here. Might not be worth it either way. We'll see. Playing Calling, playing Ring of Tyranny, Tyrant, obviously Siphon, Expendables, into Doom, Doom Eternal, and Pact of the Aerodrome, whatever, which is very strong. Now, there's no cap on your Doom Guards now. They do a lot of damage. You can basically cast Doom on a dying mob, have it spawn a Doom Guard, cast Doom a second later because it resets whenever it dies. Very strong. Demonic Cores take 5 seconds off your Doom. Very, very strong all around. It's good in single target, good in AoE. It's actually really fun to play with. It did a good job. Taking Vile Fiend here. Vile Fiend is basically a dog. In AoE, you're playing Fire Dog. In single target, you're playing Purple Dog. Flame Char or Flame Touch, giving more dog speed and damage, all that kind of stuff. Shadow Touch, giving Wicked Maw a chance to do more damage, or it causes your target to take more damage from your pets. Now, I think Foul Mouth, which is basically increasing dog damage, as well as Flame Touch are required. I don't know if Shadow Touch is worthwhile. You could play it in like, I don't think it's good enough here. You could play it in like Improved Tactics. You can play it, I guess, in Brutality. I don't think this is very good anymore. They need to buff Hatred anyways. I don't think Guillotine's good in the first place. I want to get Gambit, but I don't know how. There's really not a point I can pull from this tree except for this one to get down here, and it leads into this. And if I put it over here, I need another point still. I can't really pull this, I don't think. I can't pull this, can't pull this. I could possibly pull this, but it makes Soul Strike cleave and do more damage from your Felguard. I don't think it's worth it. The only note I can take is maybe Dread Calling for this, which might be better. I don't know, because Vital Beam's half a minute cooldown now. They fixed the dogs. It's half a minute. No Tyrant extension yet, but it's still good. I don't know. I've been playing this, but this might be correct. So if you want to try both, whatever, do it to it. But that's what I am playing in AOE. When it comes to single target, some things change. Not a crazy amount, though. Still similar up here. All that, not playing Dreadlash, only 8 points spent up here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're playing Grimoire Felguard, obviously. Playing Fiendish Ablation here. No Sunder. Playing Demonic Calling. Playing Umbra Blaze for Imp Mother. Playing Imperator. No Shadow Invocation. No Wicked Maw. Skipping over Blood Invocation, sort of mid. Skipping over this. Single targets or whatever. Demonic Calling leading into Dread Calling. And Tauren into Demonic Brutality and Hatred. Now, there might be a build with Hatred being so subpar with less demonic cores that just plays like more dog amps and points up here. Like, I don't know, in Belsunder and this. I don't know. Haven't tested enough in single target to know yet. I don't think this is very good anymore. It's probably the best option on, it's like theoretically now, but I don't think this is very good. I think this is sort of mediocre too. But there's that. Not playing Doom here. I don't think it's worth it in single target. Playing Dog Amps, Purple Dog here in single target because it's better in ST than Fire Dog, all that. Not playing Shadow Touch, not worth it. Sack Souls, playing Imp Mother, Umbra Blaze, all that. I wish this would move pathing wise, but there is that. So let's take a look at them in combat. So, all right, trying it again. Looking at Demo in single target, because as we all know, Demo dummy testing is a pain. We're going to wait for 2 imps here. We have them. Cool. I'm going to cast my dog like I would cast it normally if it worked with Tyrant Extensions. Does not now, but maybe at some point it will. So we're going to head in here. Going to clear that out. Going to cast 2 Shadow Bolts. 1, 2, Grimoire. Going to cast Big Dog here. There's that essentially. Going to build the 5 here. Going to cast Red Stalkers. I'm going to cast this Bolt because we're running out of time here. Going to cast a Handy Gul'dan, Bolt again. Build again here. Cast one more Shadow Bolt. Now we are playing... cast it basically. Cast Tyrant, Trinket, Demonic Shrink. Now, we are playing Ring of Tyranny here. So you can get 15 imps in your Tyrant. It's tougher in a sense in your opener because like you're sort of limited on resources, right? You're going in with 3 shards. Essentially, you got to build the 5. Got to cast different effects, this and that here and there. Not as easy to get 15 imps into it. If you get Pact of the Imp Mother procs, though, I don't know what that was. You can get 15, but it's tougher, right? But honestly, like dogs off cooldown again here, and being real, if it works with Tyrant, you're gonna have pretty much almost permanent dog extension. It's gonna be really, really effective, really, really strong, which means that this talent could be worthwhile in single target because the baseline duration of this thing is 15 seconds, and Tyrant extends by 15 seconds. So it's essentially a permanent dog active all the time if it works out that way. Sort of, right? If you cast one in between. I guess like it's 45 seconds, not a minute, but close enough, you get what I'm saying. We're playing Diabolus here though, as well, if you couldn't tell. A lot of effects happening. So Tyrant's back up. Essentially, I cast Dog right now and just go into Tyrant with more imps out. Wasn't really paying attention, but it's fine. Cast Trinket, cast Strength. You can see the breakdown here. Tyrant is not that bad. He's climbing again here. I didn't like min-max all of my like pets to a T here. Could have had more imps in this Tyrant. Could have had it more in the previous one as well. My pet is doing a lot. This is because the tier bonus is currently bugged. It is not consuming the 300% increased damage on Legion Strike. You can see he's doing a lot of damage. It should consume on the next cast, but it is not. So theoretically, Tyrant is, I mean, probably number 3 still, but higher overall than 10.5%. My pet is cranking. Imps are doing a lot. Shadow Bolt. And Gul'dan Dreadstalkers. Here's the actual Purple Dog. Once again, not working with Tyrant extensions. So you can factor in a bit more damage here, probably sitting somewhere around here, give or take. It feels like current Demo, but you also have, like on retail, but you have, you know, your Purple Dog, Red Dog. You have your Pit Lord coming in, doing big damage. Your Imp Mother or Mother Chaos spawning. Your big sword guy, Zakuun, jumping in. Now, Demonology AOE. One thing to mention here is that we're going to not have... we're going to be playing Doom, all this stuff here. Mobs aren't dying on these dummies. When they're dying, you get more value because your Doom resets if it's on that target. So keep that in mind. Doom sniping, very important in M+. We're not really playing that here. Also, once again, dogs are not working with Tyrant extensions. It'll happen at some point, but not right now. We're playing Fire Dog. Fire Dog pulses AOE. Shadow Dog does single target. So honestly, like it feels very, very, very similar to what you do on retail with Demo stuff, right? Say we're heading into a pack, give or take. I'm gonna build shards here because I don't know why not. Put up my Doom when things running in. Cast my Grimoire. I cast my big dog because, like, I mean, if it was working with Tyrant, I cast it now. Cast regular dogs. Bolt a couple times, build some shards here. Once again, we are playing Ring of Tyranny, but it's M+, all the above. Not going to have a million imps all the time. Cast this, cast Tyrant, cast Strength, reapply Doom. You want to weave Doom more often as well if things are dying. So important to keep that in mind. Got to watch it a bunch. And also react to procs coming in from Diabolo stuff. There's a Doomguard proc in there. Put up Doom again. I'd implode about now, cast dogs beforehand, but whatever, it's the same thing. We have our dog coming off CD literally right about now. Cast dog again. Gonna launch this. Doom is expiring. Put Doom back up. Gonna cast this. Gonna cast a bolt. Gonna implode. We have a Ruination Meteor. Put the Meteor down. Big boom. Doom is expiring in about 2 seconds here. Actually, now, because I cast a Demonic Core and consumed it. Look at how fast Demonic Cores chomp through Doom. Watch this. 7 seconds. It's gone. 5 seconds per Demonic Core. Put this up. I'm gonna siphon. Watch it chomp through this Doom. I'm gonna implode. Let's do this. Doom. Bolt. Bolt. It's literally gone. Like, Doom is cycled so much, so often. It's good. It's strong. It feels good. It's all the above. I'm gonna cast Infernal Bolt here. Cast my dogs. I built another Tyrant. If this thing worked, it'd already be cast. I'd have more imps in this, whatever. Cast Tyrant. Dude, Demo, like, it's just flying. You're flying through pets. You're churning through pets, churning through Dooms, churning through Pit Lords and Demonic Meteors and Ruinations. It's insane, man. It feels really good. Our pet, once again, still bugged here with Empowered Legion Strike. If you don't want this to be a thing with actual testing, just take off 2 pieces of tier, wear 3 piece. It's probably fine. Doom Bolt, very strong. This is also without mobs dying. Doom itself, very strong. Charhound, a red dog, torquing fire damage, looking pretty good. Felguard here, this is Grimoire. It feels like Demo. This would be higher rated and implode as much. It feels like Demo, man. It feels good. It's fun to play with. All the above. Builds all down below if you want them. So like always, thanks for watching, guys. It wraps it up, and hopefully help clarify any questions about builds you might have been having, or combat, this, that, whatever. Once again, if you want the builds, links to them down below in the description. And yeah, you can grab them for free, all that kind of stuff, as well as Week Wars add-ons you might have seen in this video. For the most part, Lock is looking really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. In dungeons, in raids. The one thing I will say is that I wish Mythic Zeros were open, because things are dying really fast in Heroic still. It feels like alpha in normals with having higher gear and tier sets and all that, but we'll see where it goes. I would venture to guess that M0's open at some point, possibly. M+ obviously at some point in raid testing. So, you know, hopefully sooner than later. But, well, there is that. One massive shout out to my patrons as well. We're in the video, y'all. For also putting on Patreon, like always. Thank you just 10,000 times. I guess more than that, 1,000,000 times. A lot. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. If you're looking at supporting on Patreon, should be a link up here, as well as down below in the description. Now, with Demonology's tier set being bugged, Affliction being bugged with Malefic or whatever Omen, the dot extension thing, and Destra having Smolderon be the actual boss of the game at this point, chances are high tuning is coming. This is well known among many people in the community, all that kind of stuff. I mean, plenty of videos out there on this stuff too. So don't blame me. I ain't the one getting it nerfed. It's gonna get nerfed. It's what it is. It's gonna get tuned either way. But even if it does, man, Lock feels great. It feels fun. Hellcaller is awesome. Hitting Malevolence and getting Dark Soul back feels great. Lock is fun, man. I'm enjoying it. Let's hope it stays that way. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all again soon. Peace.